Hello everyone and welcome back to Kerbal Space Program. So, we have an important announcement for the series today. Nothing too drastic, don't worry. In fact, actually, let's time warp around till when it's daytime. There we go, now we can present our new information in the broad daylight of Kerbal. There it is. Okay, so basically, I'm in the middle of my midterms at present, and then exams, final exams will be following on pretty soon after that, and I'm almost in my final year of studies, so it's getting quite intense. So I can't do those massive compendium episodes so much anymore, so we're going to be doing more shorter episodes. So instead of once a week I release, 5 hours worth of gameplay compressed into sort of 30 minutes, we're gonna do, 30-minute sets in maybe, 2 or 3 episodes a week, which I think will be a lot more manageable from the editing standpoint and a lot more fun for the viewer as well. That doesn't mean we're not going to do multiple missions per episode. I mean, I might edit out some of the more, droll things like the ascent and stuff like that. But for the most part, we're going to try and do more inclusive stuff now. So builds, we'll do some, I'll talk a bit about paths, we can chat a bit about history, maybe even just a bit about life, You guys can get to know me, and I'll get to know you in the comments below. Speaking of which, this Speaking of which, this space program is actually reaching the point where it's big enough now to pretty much take on most missions. So I would like you guys to suggest missions in the comments below. So just comment down below, and I will see what I can do about it. Also, if you guys would like a Kerbal named after you, do the same. Just comment your name down below, whether you'd like them to be stupid or courageous, or a combination of both, and which profession you'd like them to take, pilot, engineer, or scientist. And basically what I will then do is go up into space, rescue a Kerbal, so that we have a new one in our roster, then I'll delete him, and cheat in a Kerbal with the stats that you've recommended. So basically, we're not getting free Kerbals, we still have to go and do the mission to get them, but it'll be a cool way to get the subscribers in. So if you guys would like a Kerbal named after you, or a craft named after you, or even a whole series of missions named after you, comment down below. We can do it all. It's a group effort. I've got nothing else to do. So, without further ado, we need to design our resupply mission to the Atlas station. They're running out of life support. But since we're up there, we should also include rocket parts, right? And a means of creating rockets in space around orbit of Kerbin. Because I figured, we go up there so often, we might as well make the vehicles, to travel between planets rather than creating them on Kerbin and paying all the expensive funds. For example, right, just to give you context, this piece right here, the construction workshop, this one right here, costs 227,400 funds. Not the 600,000 I mentioned in the previous episode, but no small amount, right? And this would cost on its own 6,000 rocket parts to make, right? So let's see what the equivalent cost in rocket parts is. We need one that can take 6,000. How much do you carry? We need a bit more than that. That's 1,400. Oh, you know what we'll do? Put this down, right? And then fill it. Oh, that's basically 6,000. That costs us 12,000 funds. So do you see the difference here? Is it in putting this in orbit, as opposed to, and then building the workshop once we're in orbit, is significantly more cost effective than making the workshop on Kerbin and sending it up. So with that said, we need to attach a survey station to Atlas Station. In fact, because this we can use similar to this one here to build craft. So with that in mind, we should actually think about how we're going to do some of these things. So the survey station will form the core of this craft. I think that's agreeable, right, guys? And then I think we'll have this orbital construction dock attached to it, and then the craft that we construct will be built off that. We will need to take some storage, some rocket parts storage up with us, though. So this is probably the right one. We will stick. Should we combine this as 2 separate missions or one big one? I'm not sure. Okay, that's 13.7 tons currently. So what we need to do then is just slap a nose cone on this with a docking port, and we've essentially got our craft. Where's my nose cones? You know what we will do? We'll take fuel up as well. Never goes awry. We'll put the monopropellant in here. Can we do that? Do we get procedural monopropellant tanks? Is that something I have available to me? Yes, I do. Perfect. Procedural RCS tank. So not just monopropellant. So if you had other RCS mods, you could put them in there. So let's make this bad boy a cone. Perfect. Bottom will be 2.5. We're going to want it a bit... Oh, not that long. Oh, no, wrong way. Yeah, about that long, I guess. And then... Oh, that's fine. And let's just change the texture so it looks a bit more exciting. Perhaps something more along. Yes. Yeah, that doesn't fit the theme at all. Yeah, that's fine. Sure, why the hell not? And then we'll attach the docking node just on top. Voila. Boom. Okay, so 6 minutes and we already have our craft. Now we just need, of course, the quality of life stuff. We'll need some photovoltaic panels. How many rocket parts does this thing store? 2,000. Actually, I just realized that's not going to be enough, is it? We need to take up at least 6 to build that construction workshop. Okay, so we need to get more parts up there. We could send 2 of these. That is an option, isn't it? Or, alternatively, and perhaps more effectively, would actually be... What is this? No, it's a stage separator. We need a docking port for... we haven't got the bigger docking ports yet. That's okay. Yeah, we need to... So what we're going to do, right, is attach 2 of these on here, and then we'll stick more storage on the sides once we're up there. Yes, low down like that, so it's quite far away from the station. That's a plan. And we can basically just send up another one of these, just, without this. And that'll do the trick. Oh, I clicked out of the screen. Damn. Okay. And then we're going to want another procedural tank. And we'll put on that same texture, which was this one. No, a bit more than that. Come on, get in there. I think it was this one. Yeah, Titan. Okay, cool. And then we're just going to go bigger. Perfecto. Okay, and I'll just make that a bit longer too. Nice. And then this will be flown up on the mainsail, I think. Yeah, it's going to have to be. It's a thrust-to-weight ratio of 3. We don't need that in vacuum. What are you? 1.4, that'll be fine. Yeah, delta V of 1.8. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, cool. So then we just add on all of our bits. Alright, and with that built, we are on the launch pad. We're using the standard Starpoint 2, 3, I can't remember which one, the Starpoint 2. The Starpoint 2 heavy lifter, just minus its 3rd stage, because we have our own one put in here over here. Isn't that cool? Also, you'll notice that this procedural liquid fuel tank, or liquid tank, is roughly the same size as these ones. Maybe a little bit bigger, and it takes quite a bit more fuel. They're just better, really, in general, in my opinion, those tanks. They also let you sort of tweak your mission profile without adding more parts, like I said in the previous episode. Anyway, we've throttled up. We're going to enable SAS, and we're just going to try and match up with Atlas Station. So we're going to wait for it to be right about here. And for a change, we might actually be rendezvousing in daylight, which might actually break my fans' minds because, yeah, we don't do that on this channel. We like to do it in the darkness. Okay, let us launch. We have a thrust-to-weight ratio at launch of 1.25, which will, of course, improve as we burn off some of that fuel. Taking this full amount up to the space station may not have been the best idea. I mean, we have to go up there anyway to expand it, so we could have taken the parts like that and then done, like, a refueling mission. But I figured, you know what, we're going up, let's just get it done. And oh my god, I just realized I did not put RCS thrusters on this thing, so we're going to have to use the tug to bring it in. It also doesn't have a probe, or an engineer, or any of the things it would need in order to function correctly. God. Oh, damn it. Oh well, it's not the end of the world. We'll be able to just bring it in with a little tug. That's why the tug is up there. We can do sort of the majority of the maneuvering with this engine, and then the last little bit we'll just do with the tug. Considering this is, 1,260 units of monopropellant, the tug will have plenty of fuel to drag it around once it gets there. And also that'll be a nice expansion for the fuel on the station, because that is a bit lacking. Anywho, you guys have seen launch profiles before, so in the interests of saving a bit of time, we're going to just fast forward through this. Alright, and here we are in orbit of Kerbin, coming in on the Atlas station quite quickly at 2.7 meters per second, so we need to pop that little probe off very quickly and get him to come and attach. And my thinking is we should stick this on over here, or even over here. But geez, that took a while to load. Mostly probably over here, actually, just, or one of those sort of armed ports, because, yeah, we need to, well, we'll be doing sort of crew movement in between those things, so it kind of makes sense in my head that it would go over there. We could always stick it on the life support module, and then, you know, that can just sort of be, like, randomly expanded as our storage, which could totally work. Let's just switch over to this bad boy, Oh, got a bit of lag. Got a bit of nasty lag. Ah, this poor game. Are we frozen? No, we're good. We're still alive. Okay, cool. Now we need to target... Where is that vessel? It is going to come in very quickly, so I need to spot it. Not Atlas Station. Crap. I need to click on the other things. Show me ships? No. Shit, it's a probe. Yes, zoom in. Give me... Oh. Give me. No chance. Okay. So we're just going to have to find this thing au manual. And the easiest way to do that is to go in and out of the map view. Ah, there we go. There it is. Haha. Okay. So set as target. Awesome source. Control from here. Aim ourselves towards the target. Oh, jeez, we're getting some lag up here. All these parts. Yeah, we need to deorbit some of these modules and, like, put up more efficient versions of them. That is the solution. We also need a better tug, like one that can focus on targets. I don't think we have any probe cores capable of doing that anyway, actually, to be honest, at the moment. But this nonsense is not fun. Okay, let's slow down slightly. Right. Good. We don't want to hit it too hard because we're going to bounce. We want to tap it just right. Oh, jeez, why is this so weak? Or why is it so overpowered? Go down to like 16% all around. Yes, just like that. That's more like it. More controlled bursts of RCS. Okay, puff forward. They don't even make any noise anymore. They're so quiet. Okay, we can slow down. Right, come in. We haven't got much more time to do this. So we kind of have to get this right now. Yes. Almost there. Come on, guy. Connect. Perfect. Okay, so with that, there we go. We can snap that on full and click those top ones quickly. There we go. Snap those on full. And we can brake. We're going so fast. Oh, okay, no, we're not gonna hit the station. I thought for a second we might connect. You know, I'm thinking that we should stick this thing on here, but oriented in such a way that anything we attach will go out this way. Yeah, that's probably the best way to do this. Hey, and we got the dock. Jeez, that didn't take 20 minutes. Like, Lord. You know how I not got the dock? Because my game froze. There we go. Okay, and it's actually in the right orientation. Holy shit, like, that's almost perfect. Okay, well, we know what I'm going to do in the meantime, right? Is I'm going to go ahead and transfer the monopropellant from this thing into all the little tanks and then close them off so they don't get used anymore. It's just annoying. Because then, like, you know, you think you have monopropellant all over the place, but you actually don't. Because it's all being used by these little tanks, and you have to go around and refuel them all the time, and it's just it's just easier if it uses them all from the same point, to be honest. And then once that's done, I'll sort of transfer all the other fuels around and things, and I will bring you guys back, because we also need to bring life support up in this episode, and we're kind of running out of time. Alright, so it turns out that we actually did have enough supplies up here. For whatever reason, the game just wasn't picking up on them. All these things had turned themselves off, so I turned them back on, including the recycling unit, because we now have all this power. And yeah, now we are very much good for supplies. 220 days, we got another year before we have to worry about that, which is fantastic. So we don't actually have to bring up the life support module in this episode. Which means, you guessed it, we get to bring up the other part. That is either the construction workshop or the orbital docking port. Haven't quite decided, to be honest. Can we actually make things in this craft's current state? So yeah, I wonder what we should actually do. I think we can make things, right, while we're up here. Let's have a look. No, that's not what we need. We need EL. There we go. So, pad 30? Are these all our docking ports? I think they might well be. Crap. Pad name, yes. Rename. Cool. So that's going to be... Well, actually, where do we want to launch things from? That's something we can decide. I think at present, the best place to launch stuff would be from the tip top of this here piece. So we're going to call this rename... okay, let's just make sure it's the right one. Rename, yeah. We're going to call this launch dock 1. So you don't actually need an orbital dock. Okay, cool. Good to know. Alright, so launch dock 1. And then we're going to just select the craft we want to make. So I'm just going to quickly hop into the VAB. And we're going to make ourselves the bit we want to do. The bit we want to do, was that even English? I'm not certain. Like, I really just don't know sometimes what I'm saying, you know. The words that I say, they don't English always. Anywho, okay, so let's take a quick gander here at what we're going to put on the station. So what do we really need? Fuel storage. Fuel storage would be a huge boon. Enormous boon, actually. So what we need to do is then, I think we need to make sure that the starting port, this one here, right, is the craft's root part. And that should be where it spawns off of, if my understanding of this mod is correct. I really don't know that it is. So let's throw on a procedural fuel tank, right? We're going to slap it in cone mode, as we do, as we does. Top will be that, bottom's going to be 2.5, there we go, make it nice, no, not that long, not less long than that. Like a little, just a little adapter, perfect. And then you, over here, get to do the rest. You get to be quite long, quite full of life. That's huge. Is that big enough? 4,000 units of fuel, yeah, hell yeah. So now we just empty that, right? And we should be able to see what this costs us in rocket parts. Rocket parts? That's the KSpedia. This is what we need. That's 2.5. And how much did we take up with us? What was in that tank? We took up 2.8. So that's be all of our parts. But that's a lot of fuel storage. Like, that's probably all we'll ever need, to be honest. So we're just going to tweak the patterns a bit. I quite like the Titan one, actually, that we had on our other craft. Let's go back to that. Oh, the Ven's revamp. Yeah, that's cool. I like the Ven stock part revamp, which was really awesome. They've got a whole selection of his stuff. That's awesome. Look at this. Yeah, we'll probably add that as our fuel tank. Maybe a bit shorter. This is a bit overkill. Yeah, just like that. And then I would want to copy this piece, right, for the bottom. Ooh, bloomp. And bloomp. I'd want to copy this piece on the bottom. Let's actually make that, let's make this 8 meters long. So that's a lot of storage. And then we just chuck another docking port over here. Cool. That was pretty straightforward, wasn't it? Hell yeah. And again, how much will this cost us in parts? 2,000 on the dot. Doable. Very doable. Out of interest, so we're just going to save that then as Atlas. Oh, God. I'm going to save this as Atlas Station Fuel Depot. Coolio, just like that. Save. And yeah, we should launch that. Yeah, that's good. Okay, cool. So now we head back to the station and we see if we can't, I don't know, build that. This will be the first time I'm doing it too, so we're learning together, guys. And then once this is done, we're going to call it an episode and we'll just continue in a couple days with the next one. I think I really do like the idea of doing these shorter episodes. I feel like I can actually get into the things with you guys. And I know a lot of you watching this are KSP players, so, very few people watch KSP videos that aren't KSP players. So it'd be kind of cool for you to get some ideas, to talk through it. Probably just a bit more fun. Okie dukes. Or considering where we want to put that piece, perhaps it would actually make a bit more sense, and by a bit more I mean like a lot more sense, to stick it on up here. Yeah, we're going to call this then, this will be Comm Tower Build Port. Prot, yes, the build prot. Fantastic. And the reason we're going to call it that is just, sorry, I'm not going to build on there again, obviously, once this is built, but I just want to mess it up. So let's go to EL, and we're going to, Comm Tower Build Port, sure. And we want to build, I've named it Atlas Station Fuel Depot, just so it's top of the list. Perfect. And we can actually stash it full. Oh, no, we can't, unfortunately. That gives us 2,000 units of fuel, which isn't as many as I would have hoped. But, you know, that's actually not bad, because it only uses 2,000 of our precious rocket parts. And we can actually expand the storage without having to bring more up. That's really cool. Then we just bring, like, a resupply vessel, like the one we sent to Kronos Base. Awesome. I really wish I hadn't deleted it now. That was pretty stupid of me. Anywho, we should click build. Hell yeah. So that'll be done in how many days? It doesn't say. Have we not got engineers on this base? Scientist, pilot. Oh crap, we might not. Oh, there we go. Joden, where the hell are you? Joden, transfer crew. You need to get to work, my guy. Get over there, my guy. There we go. Fantastic. Okay, so now we should have... Pause, resume. If I time warp forward, can we build in this? No, for some reason. I don't understand why not. Okay, so upon further inspection, and by further inspection I mean Googling, it turns out that we cannot use the exoplanetary launch pods mod if we have a negative vessel productivity. And this is a function of the intelligence of our crew. So basically, the crew on here, I think Joden in particular is the problem, and perhaps our scientists, they're very, very stupid. And that stupidness, unfortunately affects our productivity factor. Can I mouse over here? Can we see their... Oh, we should be able to see it from the astronaut complex, right? We should be able to see their stupidity versus their courage. So the higher the courage, the more productivity. The higher the stupidity, the lower the productivity. In fact, stupid Kerbals can have a negative effect on it. So looking at our astronauts here, we can see that our assigned individuals have extremely high stupidity, right? Catus here is probably the primary reason why we are having problems. Yeah. However, Edbus here managed with his high stupidity to make some productivity. So I'm not really sure how this works, to be honest. And I'm going to need to work it out. I think there may be a bug here. Either way, we're going to work this out in the next episode. I hope everybody enjoyed watching, and I will see you next time. Cheers.